Alright, hello everyone, it's Gwyn here live from GW Pro, and it's weekend. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at market setups for next week. So I'm also going to be doing a pre-market analysis as well. So in this pre-market analysis, I target the best pre-market analysis you will ever get. All right, because in this market analysis, I'm going to also not be doing analysis alone, but I'm going to also be giving you insights and then showing you how you can also perform the wave analysis. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, if you're new to this channel, I recommend that you like, share, and also subscribe to this channel, because that's going to be the best thank you, and it will also help in the creation of more educational videos. As well, it will also be of great importance to you because you're going to get whenever I post my market call. If you go back to my previous videos, you're going to see that there is a difference between an analysis and also a market call. When I'm coming out to make a market call, mostly within 30 to 45 minutes, the market moves from the entry point. That's the main reason why you have to subscribe to this channel, so you'll be getting all the informations. As well, I have also created a Telegram channel as well. So I'm going to be putting it on the about of this channel, so you can go check that out. The channel there, it's only to also post updates on my videos, and also, as always, remember, in none of my presentations will I ask you to subscribe to anything. If you see any setup or if you see any channel created with the name GW Pro and asking you to subscribe to anything, definitely that's not GW Pro. We are here to educate, enrich, and also empower traders into becoming better and also profitable in the long run. Trading is a marathon and not a sprint. All right, with that said, let's get into the charts, and then we're going to see what else is happening. First, I'll be taking a look at also the economic calendar for the next trading week as well. Okay, because in this period, we will also have high liquidity as well, also in this period, and there will be massive price movement. All right, so on Wednesday, we have it by 3 a.m. GMT that we're going to be having a cash rate from the Australia, and we'll also be having the Reserve Bank of Australia rate statement as well. All right, so that's going to follow on that time. And we also have it that by 9:45 p.m. on Tuesday, we also have the employment change coming in from the New Zealand, and also the unemployment rates coming in from New Zealand. And on Wednesday, we also have it that the USD ADP non-farm payroll, right, is going to be released as well. And also on that same day, we're going to be having the FOMC statement and also the federal fund rates. All right, so we're going to be left to see what's going to be done, all right, in terms of interest rates and also the monetary policies as well. So we're going to be seeing all those in that time. Also remember that this week also is NFP week, and if you don't know what is NFP is non-farm employment change. All right. So also on Thursday, we also have the GBP also on the asset purchase facility, and also the Bank of England monetary policies report going to come in. So we're going to see what report they're going to be giving out. All right, and we're also going to be seeing the MPC official bank rate vote. So we're going to be seeing the official bank rate, what's going to be, if there's going to be a change. All right, but as well, also the consensus here is also at 0.10%, also predicting that they're going to maintain their interest rate. All right, so on Friday as well, we're going to be having also the CAD news coming in from Canada as well. All right, so we're going to be having at 12:30, and we're going to be looking at employment change and also unemployment rate. followed by the same time we also be having the non-farm employment change and also the unemployment rate. All right, so later in the day we're going to be having the Treasury's currency report, and that's tentative. All right, so in all these times you're going to notice that there's going to be high liquidity in those currencies that are actually releasing these statements, as well as also what we had for last week, and we also made massive profit from it. All right, in all these new statements I'm going to be doing a pre-market. I'm also be doing a pre-news update, and I'm going to be doing a post-news update. All right, so I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm going to be looking at and some territories I'm going to be looking at in terms of this space. So I'm going to be sharing with you from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to be giving you full update and also full breakdown of the current situation and also what I'm going to be doing in all these times. All right, so let's get straight into the chart, and let me go give you a breakdown of also what I have been speaking about for the last few months. Also, my buyer has not changed, as always, as it was before today, and it's always what it is and always what it will be. All right, for this one here, I think I am going to look at something different here with you guys, and also a possibility of a situation changing with the DXY. However, we need to see confirmations before we can then start drawing a trading plan and also changing our analysis as well. So first I'm going to be starting with the DXY, because this week also involved the DXY so very much, as well also as the dollar index, because we are going to be seeing lots of liquidity coming in on Friday because of the NFP release, and also we're going to be having also as well the FOMC statement as well. So we're going to be seeing Powell also do what he knows best to do as well. All right, so we're going to be looking at a full breakdown as well, and then I'm going to be sharing with you currencies as well, which I'll be looking to take some trades off. All right, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to not only be speculating on the USD this week as well as you saw last week, I'll be speculating on other currencies as well, pace. All right, so I could choose to be speculating with the CHF as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing majority of the week. I'm going to be speculating more on the CHF and also the JPY. All right, so I'm going to be leaving the USD to do the work of it further as well. All right, let's get straight into the charts, and let me show you which I'm going to be doing this week. First, this is the chart of the DXY, and this is what it looks like. All right, for the DXY, this one, I'm going to just go ahead and then put up a line here. All right, so these are going to be the few changes I'm going to be adding to this DXY here. I'm going to add that tick zone there. All right, I'm going to add that zone there. So that's going to be a support zone. All right. And we have it that part of the fact that we also identified that DXY was more of in a downtrend. All right, so we can see that it was more of in a downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, and this could also be a lower high as well. And then we could also have price drop a little bit. All right, so however, we did see that price then moved.
No battery, please charge.
Right, we did
Power off.
We did also see that. All right. We did also see that price moved also in a wonderful fashion as well. And as well, we're going to be leveraging on that. All right, so we're going to be leveraging on that and
AUX mode.
All right, so we're going to be leveraging on that, and as you can see that we had A, B, C for a B, and then we had price then create upside. Looking at this one, we could also say that this could have also been a corrective wave of the ABC, and you can also identify that ever since we had price then hit the C leg, we have not yet met a new high. So however, this could also be an A, this could be a B, and we could be running a C to downside. All right, then we could also see that possible. All right, so but this is on a monthly time frame because we are on the monthly time frame. All right, and also we could also see that price could also be making a flat pattern. All right, we could also be seeing a flat pattern. All right, say we could be having an A, B, we could be having a C We could always be having a flat pattern for a D, and we could be having another E to the upside. What is it going to be, guys? So we're going to be working out two scenarios in the market. However, if we have price then drop from this point, we're going to expect that this previous support here is not going to hold, and we're going to see price make new low. But that's going to be on a monthly time frame, so we're going to have ample time to plan that. All right, so let's go in a smaller time frame, say the weekly time frame, and then let's start drawing a trading plan on how we will approach this one here. All right. So, however, I know a lot of persons or a lot of people are actually starting to look at this territory here, right here. All right, so this territory, if you're looking at it, this territory here as a resistance, take it out from your mind, because this one here, also from previous experience, is not going to hold, because we also had a 5-wave move of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the downside. So what we could be looking at, we could be looking at ABC, and definitely this territory is not going to hold. So rather, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking at Fibonacci retracement areas. All right, so I'm going to be looking at Fib retracement areas of the swing high and also the swing low. You can also identify that this territory here aligns also with the 38.2, and also this territory here aligns with the 61.8. So I'm going to put up two lines there, and we can see that 97.8 and 94.6 align better with the 38 and also 61.8. All right, but however, for this one here, I would be expecting that price could sort of give us more of a direction, and that will be when we're going to be looking at a trade setup. I always speak about this, and that's why you have this on my chart, that I want to see price having formed this great impulse. I want to see some sort of corrective wave, and then we can then continue to the upside. However, that would be a retracement of this impulse, as we would consider it, until price then makes great high and new high, and then we can continue looking at possibilities of managing our small positions on the JPY long as well. Also, with the USD strength could be also coming in as well. Then we could see that, and we can manage that accordingly. All right. So, however, for this one here, I'm going to go in on a daily time frame, and I'm going to break it down to you guys, and also with proper understanding. Here we did see a very strong impulse here, and as well, last week we also had it that the Powell, apart from the FOMC, we had Powell coming to make a very strong statement that they have seen also what they were expecting in order to start looking at interest rate hike. So definitely the coming week we're going to be looking at or there could be also speculation of an interest rate hike as well coming in on the dollar. So we could be expecting that dollar could also gather a lot of strength until that also report would come in, and then we could also see more directions and also more clarity as regards the interest rate. All right. But however, I'm going to be sharing with you also fundamentals. All right, sorry about that. We have interest rate at 0.2%, 0.25%, and we also have the inflation rate also at 5.4. What it also means that this is the highest we've gone in a very long while, and it's inflation in the United States. All right, so we could be expecting an interest rate hike as a result, but we've seen this level actually starting from July. We also had 5.4 in June, 5.4 in July report, and also 5.3 in August. We also had it in September. So definitely we're going to be seeing what is also going to be printed in October, and we might also be having news starting to come in of an interest rate hike as well from US. All right. So when we have that, we could also be looking at setups as well. So I'm then starting to look at this here as an A, B, C for a flat pattern here. All right, so if I'm looking at this as a flat pattern, which means there could be possibility of a more upside, as we can see how this developed. All right, so I'm going to be going down to a 4-hour time frame, so we can also see this together. And if you have anything to discuss, or do you have any questions, or you have any different idea as well about this one, you can also drop it in the comment section, and we're going to share this together. And I'm going to also bring you live here on GW Pro Trading, and you're going to share with us, and then we're going to see. All right, so I looked at this and asked myself, what if you're running a flat pattern, all right, of the A, all right, and then we're going to be having an ABC for a flat. So that could also create a wave 1, a wave 2, all right, and we could be working out a wave 3. But I didn't answer that question, and with my experience as well, I didn't answer the question definitely that if this is a flat pattern, we could also be working more of a 5-wave move rather than a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could be working more of an A, B, C, D, E. Then I put up this A, B, and we could be working out a C, which could also be a D completing here, and we could be working out an E. However, we did look at this as that before, but we looked at this as a more smaller degree. All right, so I looked at this at a more smaller degree than this one, all right, which I'm looking at this right now. So I looked at it at a more smaller degree. So here we're going to be looking at it at a larger degree. All right, okay, so we have that. And what we're doing at the moment, we need to go down on the 1 hourly time frame, so I can then break it down to you guys as well. However, I would have tried to look at this as an ABC. All right, say we have the CEDAR up here, but we also did have a little break up here. And I would put it that if we would look at the Elliot wave correctly, for this kind of B to create this kind of C, it's abnormal. So it's not, it doesn't fit the Elliot wave rule, all right? Because this B here should not create this C here. It's abnormal. So we should have been looking for more of, if we had the C, say, somewhere around here, right? So it would have been nice to say that this is also a flat, and we could be looking at uprisings from that point on. But however, if we're going to be looking at also this one here, we could be looking at this as A, B, C, D, and also an E. So this created this here. Then we start to see more of a drop of an A, B, C. So this could also complete for a wave D, and then we could be working out an impulsive wave to the upside. All right, so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. That's what I'm going to be looking at as well. So we are going to take note of that alone, and also for a possibility of that also playing out. Remember in my last video, I spoke about that we could also be seeing this retracement area here of the swing high to the swing low, which was this point. Then we could be working out a 61.8 Fibonacci and also a 78.6 as well. That's what we wanted to see from this rise. But however, this stalled up here and then made it up to that point, or fail to make it up to that point and then drop to downside. But however, we also had it that price could have created an 1, A, B, C, D, and an E. Then this would now be our 0 to A, and we could be working out a B somewhere up here. So what I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be looking at some sort of structure there. All right, so you have some sort of structure there, and I just put up a line, say a contraction there, and I have an exclusion there. I'm going to have to move on with the exclusion there, because definitely during that time, it's going to be when we're going to be looking at from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday down, because that's when I'm going to start my trading week. I'm going to start trading then on Tuesday. All right, I don't trade on Monday because Monday, we're going to be seeing market move based on sentiments over the weekend. So I'm going to be doing a video as well, those mistakes which you should avoid making while trading. All right, so that was a mistake I avoided, and I began to see massive improvement also on my trading. All right, so I'm going to also make this pre-market also educating as well. So you're going to learn a lot of stuff. All right, if you stay till the end, you're going to also learn how you can also identify wrong structures, all right, using the Elliot wave as well, all right, and also trade the way I do. All right, so with that, we can just move diving into the chart and also see also what's going on with the chart, and then we can look at everything with the chart. All right, that's out of the way. All right, so we start with the USDCHF. All right, so you're just going to, I'm going to draw a theme here from here to here. I want to just go ahead, check something out. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right. I would say we have A, B, C, D, and we had E. Perfect. I would also say that we also have A, we also have a B of the larger degree, and we could be working out a C of a larger degree. But however, we could also be working out a flat of a higher degree, say A, B, C, and an expression to the upside. A lot of reasons make me to look at this structure as being wrong. All right, I look at this as being wrong because, however, this could also be wrong. I look at this structure, and I think a lot of persons could also look at this as a corrective wave or a bit of contraction here, and we could be looking at price then dropping to downside. But I could also be looking at this as a contraction as well. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting up two scenarios also with this one here. Should we have price then trick us and then would want to go the other way? So I'm going to be putting this up as well. All right, so we also have it that we have an ABC. All right, we have a very cool ABC. This one, all right, we had a drop here, we had an impulse, correction, impulse. So I would say that this completes the internal formation of whatever is happening here. So definitely this is an A, this is a B, and we could be working out a C that could lead us up to more of testing back these structures. But however, I would say for one that price have also tagged the 61.8 with the drop, okay, of the B leg. So which means whatever is going to happen here is going to be shallow. All right, so we're going to be looking at a more shallow drop from this point down, say something shallow around this point, because we're going to be taking note of the B leg. All right, we're looking at a structured shallow here up to that point there, and we're going to be looking at setting up for a breakout. All right, once that could be ready, we could be looking at setting up a breakout, and we could also trade that to the upside. All right, so whenever I draw a trading plan, I tend to follow it and also wait for it patiently until price invalidates any structure which I had already set out to see. All right, so this is going to be a very big invalidation zone. As also, this is also a very strong important environment because this was a way B of the AB, and we had a C moving up there, and we also had an internal ABC. So this is a very strong structure. So however, this could also form a support. As you can see, this could also form a support right here, and we might be having price move into correcting of some sort before then breaking out that structure. So what I'm going to be seeing, I'm going to be looking for a retracement area there, which I'm going to be targeting. However, this one here is swing low to the swing high. This one here around the 61.8. So the whole of this zone is going to be where we're going to expect of price to then hit for a wave C, and then we're going to look at starting from that point to draw a trend analysis for a long trend, and then we could play that out nicely. All right, so however, if we're going to have an ABC such as this, for a C leg, and then we could plan that for an A, we could plan this for a B, and an ABC for a C. However, that would also make a lot of sense, because however, this has also created this structure here. So if you're going to be looking at this as a contraction, say we look at this as an A, we look at this as an ABC for a breakout, and we can look at that as a B, and then we can look at that as a C to the upside. All right, so that did not make a lot of sense to you guys, so let me just draw it back again. So if you're looking at this one as a contraction here, we would then be looking at this as an A, and then an ABC. So this is now an A, B, C for an A, drawing down to C to form our B. Then we can then look for an upside. That makes any sense? You can go ahead and pause the video and then look at it if that makes sense to you, because it makes a lot of sense to me. I've seen this many times in the market, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So you could be looking at this as a breakout to the downside, but however, this could also be the completion of the wave C. Then we could have a continuation to the upside. All right, I am having cold. I don't know what's wrong with that. I think I'm going to take drugs after this video. All right, so I'm going to be coming out with a trade call on this one, all right, over the week, as well, to share with you whenever our price is ready to do the will of, not the father, but whenever I'm looking at price to be ready to move in my direction, and also do that which I expect of it. So rather, I would use the word when price is ready to commit to me, then I can then commit to the market. All right, so, but however, I would be looking at that this structure here is also very important, as we also see that price have so far from that point also moved inside of this structure here and a small channel here. Then I will look at this to continue or either breakout. A breakout, I will look at setups as well. I'm going to share with you also on this channel. All right, so if you subscribe, you're going to get all the information whenever I post them. All right, so we have an A, we have a B, we have a small concentration here, and which also created the A, B, and we had the C, we also had the D, we also had the E. All right, so with this, I look at this as being complete for a wave C of this impulse, correction impulse. So I'm going to be looking at price start to break out from this point here, say some sort of consolidation here, and a breakout to test the previous structure there, which I'm going to show to you right now, of the swing high to the swing low, and we're going to look at price coming back into the zone. So whenever price starts to move in a fashion such as a bullish one, then you want to start looking at your chart and then making a bullish analysis as well, all right, of how you intend to approach that one. I'm going to just have to try and then finish up this recording, because it's very important I share this with you early enough, all right, so you can get it, digest it, and then plan towards it. All right, so if you have any questions, also you can drop it on the comment section, or if you see anything as well which is quite different from what it ought to be, you can also share with me, and I will very much be glad to also discuss this with you. All right, I would also say that price have so far invalidated a possible D structure, because if we had price stay somewhere around the previous point which I put up the D zone, that would have validated the D leg, but however, price have broken down to downside, invalidated it. So this is not going to be an A, B, C, D, and an E. So this is invalidated. So we're not looking at a D because it has gone far more deeper below, not just the 78.6, but the 88.2. All right, of this swing. Right, you can see that that's invalidated. All right, so let's look at another pay. We will look at the USDJPY. For the USDJPY, I would, after the last time I spoke about this, so if you watched my pre-market analysis, so you would have captured all these pips down to this point of the 84 as well. So with this one, I will not be taking any trade decision, and also I will not make any analysis with this one here until Monday. I'm going to give you an update on Monday or Tuesday London session with this one. I have my reasons because wherever we are now, we are at a very lonely area there. All right, so we took our targets 3 weeks back. Also on our TP 3 weeks back, which was 112,500. You can also go back on my previous video to check that out. I want to take profit around this point here. 112,500 was my final take profit, and you can go check that out also in my previous video, which I spoke about that we got into that trade and we got out at the 330 pips. All right, so that was good. That was awesome. All right, so for this one here, I'm not going to be giving any videos, or I'm not going to be doing any analysis for this one here, but rather I will just leave it the way it is and then wait for new price development, and I'm going to share with you once that happens as a market update. Also with my own USD, EURUSD, which I spoke about, I also said on my handle, I'd go over to GW Pro, Twitter account, also Facebook. You also see that I said good night euro. All right, so it was a situation that if the Fed could wake or put the US or euro to slumber, and however, I want to put it to you that euro is in a slumber. All right now. You have high inflation, and what you want to do is to increase interest rate. All right, so the inflation rate is so high, and we also have it that the oil price at the moment is just way too high. We also see that energy prices are also going up high. What you want to do is you want to increase your interest rate. All right, you want to increase your interest rate. Say with the euro, you can be increased by 10 basis points. All right, can just have an increase of 10 basis points also is perfect. All right, so you can look at that increment as well as coming in terms of the interest rate, and that could also change a whole lot in your economy. All right, so it could also bring in more investors into buying more of your securities as well, then also putting money into the economy as well, and that could also boost the economy as well. All right, but you don't want to maintain a zero interest rate. All right, that's crazy for euro in the eurozone. You don't want to do that. All right, so definitely we're going to see euro still sink until December on the next meeting of the bank. All right, so we're going to see that also happening, and I'm going to be looking for short trade setup as well along with this one. All right, so I'm going to be sharing with you when this is ready on how you approach the euro on the next coming week, and we're going to be making more and more plays from it, apart from the one we did from also the EURUSDCHF and also the EUROCAD. All right, so if you took that trade, kudos to you guys, because you guys have been following me live, and with this channel here, you're going to be rewarded with every activity here. All right, so that's why I don't have a Telegram group, because you should not be subscribed to anything. All right, so I cannot be charging you for my information, because definitely I tell people that no one trades my signals better than I do. So I don't give you signals, rather I give you a full breakdown of why I want to take that trade. So that will also give you more confidence to also plan and then wait for that also to happen. And if things go south, you're going to be able to identify why I wanted to take that trade, and you also then would also plan with me with my video on how you're going to get out of that trade when things start going south. All right. So with this one here, we still have a more possibility for a down drop. All right, as I spoke about also during the pre-news on Thursday. All right, I spoke about that also. Let me just go check out that as well. All right, so I spoke about that before the ECB release as well. So on what we wanted to do, so we also have it that is also ready. So we're going to look at those targets. All right, we're going to look at those targets there, and we're going to look at those targets very cool. All right, so 1.14 area is what I want to look at as the final take profit area with the euro. So for this one here, EURUSD, we're going to look at final take profit at 1.14. Definitely it was either 1.14 or 1.17 before the news I spoke about. So however, we did have it that price is then ready to make a 1.14 rather than a 1.17, because definitely there was no interest rate hike proposition or sort of view. All right, so the ECB were more dovish than hawkish. All right, I don't want to know whatever they said. I don't want to know whatever they said after or during the interview or during the news, after the news release. I want to know what they said. I want to know what Lagarde said. I look at the figures. I look at the numbers. All right. So if it doesn't match up with your statements, it's nonsense. All right. Sorry about using that word. All right. Nonsense. All right. So with this one, I could also say that we did have a breakout, but this was also news related move. All right. So we can start drawing what this is at the moment. So there are some setups which you can't just force into the Elliot wave. All right, so I have it many times. I have people trying to force every setup or every move into the Elliot wave setting. All right, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. All right, you don't want to do that to yourself, because you're going to get it wrong. When you're wrong, you're going to be wrong massively. All right, so if I would want to say that this is an impulse, correction, and then impulse, all right, for an ABC. This, I ask a lot of questions. Does this really meet up with this? All right, so could this be a correction that created this impulse and then this drop? It's crazy. Rather, I can look at this as an A, B, C, D, and an E. This makes a lot of sense for an A, B, C, D, E. All right. Okay, so we expect that one to still make further drops to downside, and if we could also have a little bit of consolidation, say retracement back into here. I'm going to be looking at this area here as a very important area here, because apart from the fact that I want to see retracement also coming in as well, and also remember when I also explained with the DXY there, I want to see some retracement coming with the DXY as well, making a move to downside. That also can also make this one also make a move to the upside, say up to the 61.8 pip retracement of this swing. All right, so I'm going to be looking at that area there for an activity or some sort of setup somewhere around here, just a little bit above the structure there, and that could also invalidate whatever happened here. We can look at that also turning out. All right, so also remember that this week, FOMC day, you want to be careful when you are speculating against the USD. All right, so also look at the NZDUSD as well. What's going on with this one, guys? What's going on with this one? I think we've been flat for whole of last week. We've been flat for whole of last week, and I think best interest to wait. We've been flat for the whole of last week. All right, we've been flat. We've been flat last week as a whole. We've been trading in between support, resistance. All right, so we've been flat all last week. All last week, we've been flat. All right, we're trading very tight area as well, which was also last week's Thursday high. All right, we could also see that we've been flat. High up there. $0.7216, low down here, 0.713. So we're flat. So best wait for the Tuesday unemployment change. And then I'm going to be looking at price getting out of this zone. So we could also be ranging. So I think I will also be trading the support to resistance as well. Wow, that's crazy. So for this one here, I will be looking at taking a buy trade from the support to the resistance there. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be taking a very good look at also the structure here, and also waiting for this breakout All right, this breakout, so that could also send price a little bit down, Man, that's crazy. All right, so somewhere around here could also be where I'm looking for opportunities, and I put up a pending buy stop. I target that. So I think that will make the most sense. We're gonna be looking at, from that point, we can be looking at 75 pips with just less risk. Say 20 pips down there. All right, for a drop. All right, so we could work in that. So the USD card as well for this one here. And remember, as always, I started speaking about price to test this region. All right, that region, we could also have price go here. All right, test this, but I think this is a corrective wave. So we can say that this is an A, B, C, D, E as well. So I looked at this as an A, B, and I'm working out a C. But a C for this one is not going to be one I will want to trade. All right, I will not want to trade a C for this one, but rather I will just wait. Right, I don't want to trade this C, this A, B. I don't want to trade this C. Rather, I will wait to trade this drop back into here. All right, I'll wait to trade the drop rather than be involved in the impulse. We can also see that price could also be back into the 1.206 also, or we could also have it that price could also drop further levels up to the 78 points of this swing, say somewhere around the 1.22222. So I can say 1.222, 1.222 is fine. All right. We might be working out anything here. We could also be working out, say a little bit of consolidation here. Say we could be working out price, then move up, move down to consolidate, then stay a little while, then for a breakout. So that could also create an AB, then C. All right, so remember, I want to trade structures. That's what I trade alone. I trade structures. I don't trade randomly from just what I feel is happening. I trade what I see is happening, and as well what also makes the most sense to me. All right, so I just didn't start doing this overnight. All right, it took years and years of development and also commitment, planning, waiting, back testing as well. All right, we look at the GBPUSD. All right, the GBPUSD looks rather crazy. All right, because if you look at this, I would say I am more bullish on the GBPUSD than bearish for this one. So whatever is happening here or whatever drop is coming here could also be of an advantage to me because it will give me more room in going up. All right, so I would say I have completed the ABC. Right, I have completed the pattern here. So from this point here, I could start looking for bullish opportunities here. Because definitely I am more hawkish, I am more bullish on the GBP pay, all right, because we also have the Bank of England coming in this week, also on Thursday, and they also signaled the interest rate hike as well. Sorry about that. And we could also be seeing a lot of things coming in that could also favor the pound as well. So we'll just go ahead and see what also is happening in United Kingdom. We have interest rate at 0.1%. Interest rate is at 0.1%. But however, we also had that the bond buying program has remained unchanged, and a total of 895 billion is still sunk into the bond purchase program. All right, so that was what also was released on its September meeting. All right, so we also have the inflation rate at 3.1%. That is way also high. All right, that's high. All right, that's a very high inflation level. All right, that has also hit the 9-year high. That's crazy. All right, so we could be looking at a possibility for an interest rate hike, and that could also bring in some life into the pound. Okay, so some life into the pound could also send pound into 1.4 territories there. So we're going to be looking at 1.4 because this is going to be the swing low from the swing high to the swing low. So we can look at price also hitting the 1.392, also going up to the 1.4 areas, because that's going to be a very important Fibonacci retracement territories there. All right, so we could look at that as also a wave A and then a wave B. Then we could reevaluate the situation for either an uptrend to continue or a drop to come. All right, but with 3.1%. All right, so we also had it 3.1% for September, and we also had 3.2% for August. So that's massive. That's huge. All right, so from this point here, we could also start looking for bullish opportunities or bullish setup from the 1.36 areas there. It's also perfect to look at bullishness as well. So we're going to look at that sending pound GBPUSD upside. So I'm more bullish on this one here. However, I'm just going to have to wait. All right, I'm going to have to wait until the news release. So, however, we could also be having some more drops coming in. So, however, I do not know for what is going to happen before the news release, but definitely I think there's a lot of room for so many things to happen. All right, so there could also be a possibility for an ABC, for a drop down to also come for a B somewhere around here, say before the news. All right, then we could also have an explosion to the upside. So you don't want to be taking this kind of trade before the news, and also there could be also speculations as well before then. So you never can really tell what could also happen before that time. All right, so there could also be weakness coming in a currency before a major news release. All right, then you could also see strengths coming after the news release or during the news release, or say a few seconds to the news release. You can see strengths coming in. But however, you can't start to predict for sure before the news release what's going to happen, and then you can't just start buying the pound because you anticipate an interest rate hike or a commitment of an interest rate hike. All right, you want to start buying pound, right? You don't want to be doing that. So for this one here, I think everything is complete for the A. This is complete for the B. So what we are having here at an ABC, if this is complete, I think we want to buy anything above the structure somewhere around here. Anything above here is what we want to buy. You can buy anywhere above here. All right, front of side. Risk could be down there. So that's going to make this very wide. So you're going to be careful with this, not to put a much too lot size, because this is going to be about 78, 79, 80 pips for a risk. And you're going to be looking at a massive target of up to the 200 pips. All right, so I look at that, and if it makes my trade setup of a 1:2, 1:2.5, 1:3 risk to reward trade, I will take it. But I think it's complete. All right, so we look at the AUDUSD. However, we are still bullish on this one. All right, we are still bullish on this one here after the setup here. So I'm still bullish until we hit this zone. So I will still be bullish until I hit this zone. So whatever is going to happen here, I'm going to then see what could also happen until I hit this zone. All right, until new price action develop, but I'm going to be looking for bullish opportunities, anything with the AUD against the USD. So if I am going to be looking at a flat pattern, say I look at this. All right, so I can be looking at this as an A, B, and then the C could be somewhere down here, and that will also give me more happiness or joy to continue buying from that point on. All right, so it would give me that. All right, so if you don't have a full breakdown of this one, go back to my previous video. You're gonna see a full breakdown of what I spoke about with this one. So I will be more glad to wait for a little bit of the drops to come in as well. So I would look at this as an expansion of the bigger A, B, C, all right, for an impulse, correction, then impulse. All right, so however, we did see price break out a little bit of this channel as we looked at it before taking out this man, but we did have a daily close. So we are still working out whatever could also happen for a drop, say back into the zero, this territory here, also below, and we can look at buying up there. All right, it's a possibility. So I'm going to have to wait. I don't want to be taking this kind of trades because without a confirmation, I can't just trade this. All right, I can't take any trade. I can't start shorting from here without a daily close. I want to see a lower close on a daily time frame. All right, so next I'm going to be sharing with you the gold. All right, so gold, this one, remember as always, I want to see gold slide from this point to this point. It's a very wide territory. All right, so if you're looking at, if we did take the E and the E leg from this point here, we could also be looking at taking a 1,280 pips. All right, I did capture 1,000 pips before on gold. It was massive, it was huge. All right, also with Christopher WC, we did that. We did that. We did that here, right here, after the drop. And we were able to capture from that low to this point. So we did that. All right, so for this one here, we're just gonna have to be patient with this one, but however, we are still in the territory of where we wanted to see. All right, I wanted to see a drop coming from that point there as well. All right, so we then started to see a weekly confirmation, or that's the very first time I'm actually seeing a weekly bearish candle there. All right, so that could also be a sign. It could be a sign, and this is very important sign. All right, I wanted to see this. So I'm going to wait for more price developments, right? But however, I have what I could call an A, B, and this is a flat pattern, so I have an ABC for an A, I have B, and I have C. So I could work in out anything of around here, and then from that point I could have a drop. From that point, if I do work anything from that point on, I think best interest, I will look for swings. Okay, so we're going to be working with that. So we take a swing high to swing low, and you can see that the 68.1 fits here. So anything from this point, this range here, if gold comes into that point and then leaves that territory there, we're going to be looking at a possibility for a short trend. So we want to see gold back into that point. Back into that point, we're going to put a pending sell stop. All right, we're going to put a pending sell stop. If we have gold back into this territory, a little bit just into this territory, we're going to put a pending sell stop just down there, risk up there, previous high there, and we're going to wait. So that could also be very huge pips. All right, that could also be around 60. Wow, 133 pips. That's crazy. You want to trade gold, you would understand that gold is huge. All right, if you want to trade gold, you don't just take random trades. Right, you want to take trades with confirmations. All right, thereby you can also risk a little as well, and then it could be good if you can risk a little, say 50 pips, 60 pips, and capture up to 300 pips, 400 pips on gold. It's possible. Right, you want to do that. All right, so a drop there with gold, I would really love to see gold drop to downside before I can look for more possibilities for an upside. However, you can also drop into a double bottom. That would also make the most sense. All right. So the USD Mexican peso, for this one, we can't be taking any trade here because we don't understand. Personally, I don't understand what's going on here with this one. So, however, but if I do have price then drop into this territory here, I would really love to take a buy trade, right? But however, if we have price then break to the upside, test back here, then drop back one more time here, I think best interest to still wait. Price could also consolidate inside of that structure before it drop. It's a possibility. All right, so we don't know. We're just gonna have to wait. But from that point there, I'm not gonna be looking at this one here as a breakout strategy, whether I want to see drops, because this could also be what I wanted to see. All right, for the USDZAR, we've gone up massively, we've broken out. The USDZAR is out, so I don't know what's going on with the USDZAR at the moment. So we need to see if the ZAR can clear the extreme of the wave one. All right, so if ZAR can clear this extreme here, I think that would be the best time to wait for some structures there. All right, so if ZAR can clear this extreme here, I'm gonna have to wait for some structures there. I'm gonna just take that up. All right. I got a lot of questions also last week coming in that if this could also turn into a flat pattern. All right, say flat. No. I'll answer that question here in this video. No. All right, you want to see a flat pattern, say, create an ABCDE. All right, and you want to see a drop, be it a deeper drop or a shallow drop, but you want to see the B leg be more of small. You want to see the channel small. All right, so if you're having a channel of the ABC, that's not a running flat. You're not having a running flat. It's strange. All right, it's really not an impossibility, but it's strange. All right, so if it happens, it's a rare in rare occasions. Right, so you want to be seeing flat of some sort of structure like that, so you can be looking at this as an X thereabout. Then you can be looking at this as an X kind of pattern. All right, then you can look at price then drop some territories around there. Then you can look at that as a flat. This is definitely not a flat. All right, this is definitely a start of a new impulse. But I want to see this little bit of correction here, or say some sort of contraction here. But definitely this is not going to be a flat of. We're not going to be looking at this one retracing back into here for a flat. No. So definitely we're going to wait for impulse, correction, impulse. Then we can then channel it and we can have price explode or drop a little bit. But I'm not going to look at this as a flat. Nah. So with that, I wrap up the session. See you next week. And also, I wish you the very best in your trading journey. I will be back with trade calls as usual. That's why it's best you subscribe to this channel. And also like, share with friends. That's going to be the best. Thank you. It's also going to help in the creation of more educational videos. See you next time. I love you here. It's been Michael here from GW Pro. And in December, we're going to be back. I'm going to be back with Christopher WC. And also, I'm going to be sharing with you this project, which we call the OCP. It's a wonderful project which you can also be making money from the comfort of your home. You don't need to know how to trade. It takes, and also this also helps you because you're not going to be doing any investment. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be having all your money in your account. All right. So Christopher WC is going to be here in December live at GW Pro, and we're going to be live on cameras to share with you that project as well. And I'm going to be, as usual, continuing with my regular daily, weekly update as well with you guys. And I'm going to show you the best. And you're going to capture all those things. Go in here, live at GW Pro. See you next time. I love you all. Share, like, subscribe. That's going to be the best. Thank you. See you next time.